shortly. Hello, and we have to start in the newsroom aspect of the stream because we do have some breaking news. As you might have seen, there is a short at the moment with the news that Pierce Charles has signed that professional contract that we really wanted him to do. Needed to get him tied down on a proper deal, and we got that now. It's great to see that Pierce Charles has signed a new deal, which is fantastic. It's his first pro deal, and the highly rated Northern Ireland keeper and England are now actually looking at him as well. So it's good to get that done, but I thought I'd do a news section first, and it's mainly so I can try and take this out and clip it out. So I've got a bit of a video there, but yes, Pierce Charles, has signed a deal. Does it say how long the deal is? Let's have a look. It's probably a 1-year deal. It normally is, but it's great to see him get that deal done. Now, let me go back to the usual screens. Here we go. Let's sort this out. So Fizz today got mentioned in the press conference. It looks like it pretty much is done. It's getting close to being done, Jimmy867. It sounds like the final stages now, which is absolutely fantastic news. Get that deal done, and then that's another deal out the way, done and dusted, which would be absolutely fantastic, let's be honest. Hopefully that'll happen really shortly, but I think you're going to get deals done quite quickly soon as well. I just got this funny feeling we're going to start seeing deals roll out really quickly and get everything done on the fast, really. So hopefully that is the case. But it's been an interesting week for Wednesday. If we beat Morecambe, we'll be second. We're not playing Morecambe, mate. We're not playing Morecambe. We're playing Cambridge. And hi, tell. I can't say your name. I'm not even going to try. It'll be interesting to see what we do in this game. But there's some interesting bits of news I want to bring up, actually. Let me find it. Where's my Stream Deck button? So, the Derby County kickoff has changed now. That is going to be a 12... I think it said it was a 12 kickoff now on the 3rd of December. So it's a 12:30 kickoff because it clashes with England playing in the World Cup. So we're already starting to see some games changed with the likes of the change in with the World Cup kickoffs. But it's interesting. One of the good things in this week has been really good things in terms of the contract talks that we spoke about in the press conference. One of the things is today I did not get chance to put the press conference in the preview. Normally I get chance, but recently they have been harder and harder to get in because the press conference run on. Couldn't even move the game. Well, Jez, it's a weird one. This World Cup I'm not a fan with anyway, with where it's being. I don't think it's wrong, but yeah, they could have just moved their game. That would have been easy, wouldn't it? Don't they know there's other football team playing other than them? God. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. But The Fizz situation is basically talks are starting to get to a better way of talking now, where everything's getting good. It's interesting with the situation with Wednesday at the minute, because we've got a lot of players who are out of contract. I've seen some people with the whole situation of Josh Windass. Josh Windass is out of contract at the end of this summer. It's like, should we be sitting down to start talking negotiations with him? And I think you're gonna see a load of players start getting new deals in there in front of them. You've seen it this week massively with Plymouth. Plymouth have been tying players down, and it's getting to the point. This is where you tie your players down to new deals because you're in danger of A, losing them, or B, potentially having issues with them leaving on freeze. And we don't want to do that. We've done that too much in the past. So the fact that we finally got Fizz nearly sorted, finally we've got the Pierce Child deal all wrapped up as well, which is really good. Yeah, Jazz, it's a weird one. I'm not a fan of this World Cup. It's the first time for a long time I can't be excited for a World Cup. Mate, I do not do shout-outs. I can't even read your name that well. But I never do shout-out because everyone could ask it. But what I'll do is if someone asks a question, I'll read the name of the person as the question. But because you just said it, tell the Dells kind of thing. I can't say it. I'm dyslexic as hell. But it's gonna be an interesting week. If we play well against Cambridge, we could have a great chance. And these are the games against the teams who are lower league that we massively struggled against. Lower league teams in our division. Last season, we struggled like hell against these teams. And this is the year where we need to pick up points against them. And I saw people complaining about, well, we're not beating the top six and stuff. Rotherham and Wigan went up without beating most of the top. And it'll be good to see how we progress. Now, Wilkes is back from his little knock. It looks like Iorfa might have a little knock, which I'm a little bit worried about. I'm not going to lie. Iorfa's knock is one that I really, really struggle with. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there. So if we can get a little bit more clarity on Iorfa, but McGuinness did come back last game, so it will be interesting to see what happens with McGuinness. McGuinness could start with Ben Hennigan, and I think that partnership will be really good. Hey, Robert, mate, how are you? Well, I'm good, mate. How are you? How is chat this evening, actually? How are we all doing this evening? 11 viewers, 5 likes. Let's get those likes up if we can, please. I much appreciate it. But how are we all doing? I ain't having a long-ish stream tonight. I've got something to do tonight. I've got a lot of planning to do for November. There's some big stuff happening in November. I need to start planning for it now. And it's early in November, which will be interesting. Oh dear, that's not good, mate. Fair enough. It's going to be interesting to see how all that stuff go. But I've got a lot of things on. And I'm also going to go support Worko got a stream just after this at about 7:30. So I'm gonna go sit and watch his stream and have a chat in there. To be honest with you, it's not been a great week for me. I massively injured this shoulder. I managed to have a seizure on top of it and put all my weight on it, and I've currently got a heat patch on the top of my shoulder because it hurts like hell. So it's been a rubbish week, but I've been trying to get more videos out this week. That's why there was no video out Thursday. There was actually a video scheduled to go live, and I don't think it went out. I don't think I put it to scheduled to go live, but it's been an interesting week. I've been trying to up the videos and find videos that are not just content for content's sake. Because I thought the video I did about Sam Crossgrove at Plymouth was interesting, that we went to try and get him twice. Once on the last day of the transfer window and once this summer. But he's obviously not fit how we want to play as a club. So you can't say fairer than that, really. It's like, if Darren don't think he can get it over the line, then fair enough. And it's interesting because you're seeing the situations like Harley Dean come out this week. Hey, bud, how are you? I'm good, Bob123. It's been a very quick week, actually. It's been an extremely quick week. I'm doing okay. My shoulder hurts. I've done some injury stuff to my shoulder via the F&D world that in me, and it sodding hurts. So I'm good. I'm good. I'm looking forward to hopefully a quiet birthday weekend. Hopefully I can have a quiet birthday weekend. It'll be good. But I do have to go have my booster jab on my birthday, so that's a nice present for myself. So that'll be fun. But we got to take these games that are coming up really well, because we have got some good chances to pick up some damn good points. I think Cambridge is a potential 3-pointer. Lincoln, you could get a draw against. Bristol Rovers and I want to say it's Burton, a possible 3 points as well. Sorry, Charlie, if you're watching later on the repeat. One Rover vlogs, really good Bristol Rovers vlogger. Go give him a look. Very good at what he does. So it'll be interesting to see how we get on with the running. Now, we do have a annoying pizza cup to do, but at the end of the day, I think we're pretty much all but out of that. And if we are out of that, then brilliant. Thank you, Jed the Giant Chicken. Much appreciate that, mate. It's gonna be a good birthday, I think. I think it's gonna be a quiet one with the family, not do too much. But just enjoy it. Yeah, maybe feel rubbish on the Monday from the booster jab. So swings and roundabouts. No point paying that. I get what you're saying, Robert. I'm not a fan of the pizza cup. It's one of those ones. It's one of those competitions I just don't like. I just don't like it at all. I think it's a waste of the competition. Either do a competition where it's worth doing, and it's good for like the Premier League 2 team to get their players against some actual players, and not playing against their own age group. But I think apart from that, that's all what it's good for. For when it ever this Sunday, mate. I'll take 10 points from the net 12. That's a good one. I'd take that, Bob. That's a very good shout. I'd take that completely. That's a very good shout of points. And to be fair, if we can do well on that, I will be very happy indeed with that return, because we are turning a corner with how Maury's playing at the minute, and I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do once we start getting the likes of Gregory firing, the likes of Wilkes firing. Wilkes, there's still more to see from Wilkes, definitely, but it's one of those ones. I think if he had a pre-season, we get a different Malik Wilkes than we're getting now. No pre-season kind of wrecked him a little bit. He had a good pre-season at Hull, but not as good as if you know you're going. There's not a lot you can do if you know you're leaving that club, if that makes sense. It's like you don't put all your effort in because you know you're going to be going soon. So it's like, what's the point? Happy birthday for her. See, good people born in October. But it's gonna be an interesting running of games, and if we can get maximum points out of them, most of them, brilliant. I think the only headache in that could be the Lincoln game, but Lincoln has not had a great start. Where's Lincoln in the table? Let me have a look. Also, anyone got any recommendation for good monitors? Because I need to get one soon. I'm changing up a lot of things soon, and it'll be fun. Table. Where Lincoln? Let's have a look where Lincoln are. Lincoln are currently 18th, so they're not doing great in 11 games in, but they have games in hand. The annoying thing we got at the top is top 4 have now all played their games in hand. Portsmouth, Barnsley, Bolton, and Shrewsbury are still got games in hand, and Derby. That'll be interesting. It was interesting hearing what Paul Warne had to say about Derby County this week, actually, because he was trying to say if they want to go up, they have to be better than what they are now. And it's like he's saying that he doesn't think they're good enough yet. So it'll be interesting to see how we go. But it's an interesting time at Wednesday, mate, because I like doing the catch-up videos when there's a fair bit to talk about. But the problem is there isn't much at the moment to talk about. So it's a little bit of one of those, we'll see what happens, if that makes sense. And you've got a lot of, how do I put this? You've got a lot of players who are going to come back who are going to feel like brand new signings at the moment. And it could be interesting. Yeah, apparently we moved Derby County on a different date on the Star. That's why. Oh, it's on a different day. I thought we actually moved kickoff. Let's have a look. The our visit to Derby County in December will kick off at 12:12. The League One clash was originally scheduled for a regular 3 p.m. kickoff. The game. No, it's still on the same day, mate. It's still on the third. Oh, you're on about last game of the season. That's why that's confusing. Because both Derby County games have had a change. Right, you're on about the last game of the season when they're at Hillsborough. The game in December has now had a change as well. That's why it confused me. I don't know. Maybe. That's actually a good point. It might be Jez because of it being a 12 kickoff and it's a what do you call it? League game. So it might be actually. That's a good shout. I'll be interested to see what happens. Robert, I now understand. I got really confused there because like, no, it's not. But I just realised you're on about the date of the King coronation. It's the same day of when we play Derby at home. We could get moved, which you are right. It will get moved. There's no doubt about it. Will get moved. What's your honest assessment on the squad right now? Then not what could be. How was everyone settled in? Honest assessment of the squad right now, I still think we lack. Another defender or another defensive midfielder. The one signing that's sometimes questionable at times is a little bit Stockdale, but I get having Stockdale in his experience, but there are times where he played it out from the back and I'm not comfortable with it. The nice thing is there's a good balance of experience at the back for Wednesday now, which is something we had last season, but not enough of it. Up front, we just need to start getting the likes of Smith and Gregory properly going. And I think the only down signing will be the kind of Wilkes signing because of the big build-up we had towards him and how excited we all was. I know Steve can't be in the chat tonight because he's got a time to spend with family, and Steve's one that he's not happy about signing, thought we should have moved on. Maybe the revelation this week was Cosgrove might have been the difference between us getting Wilkes and getting Cosgrove, but would that have been for a permanent or would it have been on a loan? Because there's a lot of talk about at the minute with Birmingham that they might call him back in January. And if that's the case, that could go for him a little bit if he starts having a good form. I think everyone's settling in well at the minute. But our issue, again, is the issue we had last season. Injuries in key areas and not really having a good backup and trying to make things work. I think we're a lot better than last year for backup. We're not having to play silly people in silly positions, but he's also signed players who are quite versatile in how they play. So he can go to someone and go, hey, I need you to play here. I need you to play here. There's always someone there who can play a position who quite ready for the position, if that makes sense. It's a very, very weird situation at the minute because we do have players who can play in every single position at the minute, which is it's a good thing to have. But I think for us, we just need to start getting some of our goal scorers who are natural goal score finishers scoring, because we're getting to that point where we could have had a hatful versus in the last game. And I think things like that need to start going. Pardon me. Sorry about that. So we do need to start getting players who can finish the dinners. It's the old saying from last year from Dex. Talking Wednesday podcast out every Tuesday at 5 p.m. Please go like us on his channel. Please share. Please go rate us on podcast apps of choice and leave us a review. It would be nice. Because we are working very hard on that. We've got some things to happen. Yeah, it would have been a nice plug if I could actually get my words out, teeth in. Do you think like Smith and Gregory not firing on all soon because we're getting goals from elsewhere? I think it's a mixture of getting goals from elsewhere, but I also think it's just letting them have time to get into it, especially with Smith. Smith is one that I got told from Ian Bradley, who's a Rotherham fan I talked to on 18 Dapper's Football League show every Sunday. And he said to me when we signed him, he'll have a lot of chances. He'll make more chances than he buried, but once he starts burying them, they'll come in a good fashion. And I think you've got the case. I think once Gregory and Smith get going, they're going to be great. The problem you've got with Gregory and Smith as a partnership, they're very much the same, but sometimes their feed isn't 100% great, if that makes sense. So it will be interesting to see who gets going, because we're making the chances, and I'd be more annoyed if we're not making chances and then scoring the odd chance and then losing. I think the fact that we're scoring chances is really good. I will be very interested to see how Gregory and Smith does as a partnership going forward, because I think it's there. Gregory just needs to get off the mark. I think once he properly off the mark and up and running, because back end of the season, he was the one that was scoring all the goals, doing really well for us, helping us big style. And I think that's going to help us in the long run going forward as well, because I think once you start getting that kind of service from someone like a Gregory up top, especially with the likes of Smith, who are natural goal scorers, I think it'll come. The thing is, we've got a Windass who's just on an assist run at the minute, which is superb. And I think the nice thing, you've got everyone coming from all corners of the team. It's the first time in a very, very long time I've seen that togetherness, a team on the pitch. And it's so nice to see it back. It seems like they're all willing to do a bit for everyone on the pitch. Like the fact that you've got Ben Hennigan staying on the pitch because he's got a cut head. I loved what Darren Moore said. I thought what Darren Moore said was superb. It was great to hear him go. I'm a defender. He's a defender. Is he concussed? No. Is he bleeding? Can you stop it? Yep. That's the kind of commitment I want. I want players, as long as they're not concussed and causing long-term health to themselves, I want that player to stay on the pitch even though we got a bad cut to head and want to carry on. That is something we lacked last year. We lacked that kind of fighter, that kind of believer at times on the pitch, which is great. I'm not bothered if Smith and Gregory outgo, as long as they're causing trouble and we're winning games. Hell, I want Liam Palmer to be... To be fair, Liam Palmer's having a cracking season. If Liam Palmer gets any more goals and he gets into double figures, I will be very happy indeed. Because Palmer's had an excellent, excellent season. He's just been superb. I'd be interested to see what happened. He's just a player that got better and better each year. Hang on a minute. Oh. Wait a minute. I've got a message. Sorry about this. There you go. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how we fit this all together, because if we can win on Saturday, kind of, I don't want to say just knock the Pizza Cup on its head and just see what happens. I wouldn't even put a great team out, but you can't do that anymore, sadly. You've got to put out a full fit squad. So if we can get a win against Cambridge and a win against Lincoln, or draw against Lincoln and 2 wins on the back end, I'll be very happy. But it's going to be interesting to see how we do. I love Liam Goal Machine Palmer. He's having a cracking season, and it's one of those things. He used to be a goal scorer back in the day anyway. When he was at Tranmere, he had some good chances when he went on loan. And I think we all forget Palmer's an ex-midfielder. The scoring goals shouldn't come as a surprise to us, but it does a little bit because we're so not used to it. It'll be interesting to see what happens when we get, say, like a Jack Hunt back in the squad as well. That's been a long time coming because of how ill he's been. one of the interesting things, like I was saying earlier, that Dean's come out and said, Harley Dean said he'd come out and thanked Wednesday and Darren Moore for getting the fire back into his belly, which is great if we could have signed him, but he's actually doing a really good job at Birmingham at the minute. And it just shows you what we are like when we get players who are not wanted or want to get their career going again. We are good at doing it. We're good at being the club that can get players' careers back on track. And it's one of those things. It's annoying, especially when we want to sign them, we don't. But I think you look at that defense. I think we signed all the right people in defense this season. Give me a moment. I just need to copy that. Nope, that's wrong. Give me a moment. That. But it'll be good. It'll be a good game at weekend, and hopefully we can be happy about it and not have things go badly. So I'm only doing a 30-minute stream tonight. Like I said, I've got some things that I want to get done. But if you could all do me a big, big favor. Now, you all know Worko, who is on the Talking Wednesday podcast. He is currently about to start streaming on Twitch. And I'm going to put the link in the description below. If you can go to Twitch and say PunkChef41 sent you, I'd much appreciate that. If you can send Worko some love over at Twitch, I'd much appreciate it. But it's been a good stream, guys. Let's get 3 points. Let's get it over the line and see how we do. Because it'll be good to see us get some really good momentum going into this period at the minute. But yeah, Workout Twitch link is there. Go put in the chat. Sheffield PunkChef41 sent you. You're playing Farm Simulator, so go do a what do you call it? I don't know. PunkChef41. I don't appreciate you using my name, mate. So just out of warning, I have seen you pop up, and I have seen it, and it will get dealt with, but don't use it. It's not a form of flattery. Put it that way. And we have all seen it, kind of thing. So it will be interesting to see what happens in the next stuff. So let's see what we do. Hopefully we can get all 3 points. Like I said, go to Twitch, go to support Worko. Be part of the Talking Wednesday community. He's a really good bloke as well. He's had a bit of a rough week as well, bless him. So go give him some support. I much appreciate if you could do that. And I will see you in the next one of these I do. I don't know when it'll be. But thank you for watching. And I will see you in the next one, guys. Peace, love. See you all later. Bye. Hang on a moment. I will do that. Thank you. Cheers. Cheers, Bob. I much appreciate that. We'll just do that. There we go. Yeah, this is the issue I have when I'm having to not do it. Like, all my mods are busy. Worko's a mod, he's streaming. My missus is currently doing uni work. And I'm gonna get some more of you to be mods soon, so hopefully. But go support Worko on Twitch. Much appreciate it. If you can. You can get to Twitch, go give some support, say I sent you. And I'll see you in the other one. Have a good evening, guys. Stay safe, stay warm, and look after your loved ones. And I'll see you soon. Peace.